GM. GM. So, trade of the day, I'm going to look at Chainlink. I can't remember what stream it was on, but I showed a path. Maybe it was on the altcoin request stream from yesterday. Or not yesterday, sorry. Did we do link? Link. There we go. 51.55 to 53.42. So let's go and look at that. So I was looking at link 51.55, right. Here we go. Speed it up. So I was talking about link over here when it was pushing up towards the highs, expecting initially that link might reject from this level and pull back, but instead it has broken out. Now there's a couple of things. Link has had the Chainlink team have deposited another fucking $140 million worth of link to Binance, but it's actually price is respecting pretty well, pushing higher, and it's gone for a breakout just this evening, or sorry, this morning. So we'll take a look at that in a second. But I think I drew on this chart. Did I? Or was that it? We'll wait and see. It might have been on stream from yesterday. I had a squiggle that I'd drawn on the chart after the breakout, which isn't here. So it's not on that one. But when I zoom in here, can't remember when I drew it, but I drew this path here. So, but when we were up here breaking out, someone must have asked me yesterday maybe about Link, and I just mentioned about it could pull back. And the reason I show this is because it literally followed exactly what I'd drawn, which is pretty crazy. But it wasn't anything insane. It was just like pushes up to a breakout, flushes back down, takes people out who got long. So reclaim this level. So I would say for Link, as long as it holds above this blue zone, it can possibly push higher this weekend to go for another breakout, right? I would say, watch for this. There's potential for this level to get swept still for Link itself. But I think Link, if it's going to stick the breakout, it had one false breakout over here. It had a second false breakout over here. Sold off back to support. Pushed up, rejected resistance into support. So this breakout could hold. Yesterday's daily closed with a longer upper wick. So you'd want to watch that. I'm not sure if it'll just go up only moon, but I think Link could make a new high from here if price respects it. So it's one to watch. What you don't want to see is Link falling back into this red zone, right? If it comes down and falls into this area here, that's when you're going to see it pull back, and it'll be a proper false breakout, and it'll have to accumulate more and go again. But so the main thing to do here is to watch. You want to be watching the consolidation, and you want to be waiting and seeing how is it performing up here. I would say the 4-hour bands are a good guide. You want to see will it consolidate against these 4-hour bands. Right, we've just opened a new 4-hour candle. Will it consolidate up here? You don't want to see it falling back below. So I wouldn't be rushing to get into position right now. I would give it some time to see if it's going to confirm that this level is holding. If it keeps holding there, I'd say it'll go for a new high. Possibly take out that high and then fall back and form a consolidation for longer. Clean breakouts are going to be not a feature of this market. I don't think you're going to see too many clean breakouts. It's going to more so grind up. I wouldn't be surprised even something like this, where it breaks out and just kind of grinds and chops sideways and up. So I wouldn't be surprised if Link now just kind of chops and consolidates around these highs. I don't think you're going to see big impulsive positions. Do I think getting long here is a good idea if you're planning to hold it? Not necessarily. But if you zoom out, the weekly close coming in, hard to deny this as a decent weekly breakout if it closes above $18. Came back, consolidated since November, so it's had a lengthy consolidation. Held the bands, So on a higher time frame, if you're a holder of Link, you're holding spot, I think you're all good, keep holding. If you're trading, the only direction you should be trading this is long. No point trying to short this. It's okay saying that you think there might be a false breakout, but that doesn't mean you should be getting short, because I think any dip back below is just going to get supported and bought up and then pushed higher. I wouldn't be fading this whole move on Link, right? As after the triple false breakout, two false breakouts, if this was the third one, I would expect it to hold and for Link to eventually push higher. I don't think, especially with the weekly, I don't think Link is going to go back down to here, right? Because look at what it did. It consolidated for 7 or 8 weeks, tried to break down, got reversed, held the weekly bands, and pushing up. So it's not impossible. Link is a proper cook coin, and the team will just relentlessly dump on your head. But which is why I would say, be mindful of this weekend. Not be expecting massive breakouts or anything this weekend. But I wouldn't be surprised if this continues to hold up in this area and then just grinds higher and pushes up. I think Link will go higher this cycle, and it seems like it's at least going for an attempt here this weekend. So I'll be watching this. That's one of the ones on my radar. As for the rest of the market, total 3. Total 3 just continue its consolidation. It's held the weekly bands nicely. I expect probably more of the same, more sideways. I think it's just a matter of time before total 3 goes for another breakout. But the longer it takes, the better. A bit of consolidation, a bit of extra consolidation like did over here, several weeks, few weeks. Wouldn't be surprised to see something similar. Maybe February's not going to be like the big up only month. February probably more chop. So within that, you want to be trading your individual alts more tactically, like Solana is one of the bigger ones. So Solana, again, is just showing this. It's showing this same path where I think people are going to get themselves chopped up by trying to trend trade all of these when they're really just in their consolidation phases, which can be really choppy. Right, there we go. Like, could be the blue path, could fall back, could grind sideways. I think eventually these go up. Whether they go up now or up after, eventually they go up. But when you get to this stage of the bull and sort of everyone's flying back in at the end of 2023, they're all like up only 2024. It doesn't mean that you're necessarily just going to get an easy ride, right? So some simple ways of doing it, which I'll do on Solana and on Link, is just reassess your 4-hour trend, right? And take off the drawings. 4-hour trends are the most reliable way to trade these lower time frames if you're actually trying to catch the breakouts. So Solana is back after having gone fully bearish, where it was 50, 100, 200 all in the wrong order. We've then flipped back now to 50 above 100 above 200 on the 4-hour. So it's in an early stage of being back in a 4-hour trend. Quite often though, the bands like this, when they compress and they cross, you can push down again, you can push back up. It doesn't mean that it's open and necessarily just clean yet, as you can see here. So we had an instance here on Solana where the bands were bearish. We pushed up, we got the bands bullish, 4-hour, 1 hour, 50, 100, 200. Then we pushed all the way back down into the lows, but the bands held. And then reclaiming the 50 there was your best sign to get on the 4-hour trend. So I would say we can easily push down on Solana into the low 90s again. If it does push down and then back up, that's when you want to see it holding for a higher breakout. Link probably has a better 4-hour setup, yeah. So here's the thing with Link. It's gone from a really nice strong 4-hour trend all the way up into chop, where the bands are not trending, they're all crossing each other, they're compressing, it's choppy, choppy, choppy. Now we've definitely flipped back into a strong 4-hour uptrend, but does it go from here, or do you have to see, I'll go to a fresh chart over here, or do you see something like what happened with fresh chart, or do you see something more like this where it chops around here, makes its way back into the bands, then reclaims the 50, and then away it goes, right? That's where you want to see. If Link sells off but the bands remain bullish and it touches down into the 50 or the 100 or the 200, any of them, then reclaims back above, I think that green zone is a better time to get long. I don't like buying into swing trades on trends when it's significantly above the bands. So I would expect if there is another push to the highs, that might be a trap. Then we flush back down to the lows, and then away we go if it reclaims back above that 1750, 1780 level. So there are a couple. Mostly just Link, but wanted to look at Solana as well because it's probably one of the better ones. And that's it. It's also a weekend, so don't expect too much. The trend has shifted. We used to have nice pumps on a weekend. We've been back to more choppy, messy price action on a weekend, and I think that's probably more likely to continue. So I wouldn't expect too much out of this weekend session. I would say we'll wait until next week to see how the market's going to sort itself out. So that's it. GM. See you all later on the live stream.